So today I want to just walk you through quickly on hot stone layout. I know there's many types of hot stones. There's spa stone, love stone, sacred stone. This is just the way I do it. So see here, I have it dry right now. You always put a towel on the bottom just so they don't clank, and you can really see it when the light is dimmer. These large stones are the chakra stones. This giant one is your sacrum. This flat one is for around the neck, and the others are just sort of anywhere in the back. These thin stones here that are stacked up on the side, these are your spinal stones that you'll be laying on either side of the spine. The bulk of these stones are just workhorse stones, just stones you'll be using when you massage. In the corner here I have smaller, really smooth stones. These are called oil stones. These are the slickest and smoothest. So you use this on areas of the body that are really sensitive to skin, with thinner skin, like the forearms, the face, things like that. I keep a few here in the corner. These three little ones, this is for the face, so the cheekbones, third eye. And about 8 stones here, these little stones, these are between the toes. So that's it for the stone layout. As far as prep with the water, you see the front of this machine. I'll crank this up all the way to preheat. Put the lid on. I'll fill the water just above the stones. Might put a couple drops of lavender or peppermint, some kind of oil. Leave that cooking for about a half hour. Remove the lid. And then I usually bring it to about here. For me, on this type of machine, this is where I keep it. And you want to keep your stones at about 120, the water temp at about 120 degrees. And you're going to always prep at least an hour before your first client comes in to work. So once I have this set up, it's more about dealing with the patient or with the client. I personally do about an hour face up to supine, and then the following half hour face down. So person will come in. This is my usual setup. I have a sheet and a blanket. I have the person come in, stay face up, and once they're under the covers, I'll come back into the room. I'll assist them sitting up like this. Now that this is all exposed, I'll put the stones here like this. I'll assist them back down onto the stones. If those spinal stones are too hot for the person, you just take a pillowcase, lie it on top, and then lay them back down, and they'll be fine. So once that's set up under their back, I can bolster under their knees, put their toe stones in, and then I like to put the chakra stones in. And what I'll do is have the sheet up, bring this top blanket down, and put 3 stones, or 4 stones rather. One the bottom, one on the belly, one between the ribs, and one on the chest. Then you're going to cover that up with the blanket, that way everything's really cooking. From there, I start draping the legs, work on the legs, work on the shoulders, work on the arms, work on the hands, face, and then the abdomen. So the abdomen is your traditional drape, so once you remove the chakra stones, then you'll cover the chest, and then work with the stones clockwise, just like always, the standard precautions. And then from there, you're going to be flipping them over. The big thing is, and this seems really silly, is it's been an hour since they've been down face up. I always, not always, but I try not to forget, is that they have these stones under their back. They've sort of forgotten about them because they're so comfortable with them. So just remember that you need to sit them up, remove those stones before you go any further, and then you can flip them over. Once they flip over, I'd put additional stones on their back, so the chakra stones, 2 in their low back, 2 up on their back. And again, you gotta cover them with the blanket, so it's gonna be on top of the sheet, below the blanket. Always start with the legs, and then work your way up. You can, if the person has a lot of hand issues or tense hand muscles, if they're lying down, their hand is like this, I'll place stones in their hands as well, just to keep them warm and to sort of soften the tissues. And once you're removing those spinal stones again, or those chakra stones rather, you can put them to the side in a different pile. Don't put them back into your crock pot, because you no longer need them. You need as much space as possible in your crock pot. When you're dealing with those stones in the crock pot, you also want to put them think about them in a circular pattern, so that you're always grabbing a fresh stone, so a really hot stone. The main thing is, don't burn anyone.